The Greatest Gift. Written by Just Thinking Drabbles. Read by Arashi. When Ferdinand and Hubert arrived beneath a large scarlet oak tree where they usually liked to have picnics, they started to set out the blankets and the baked treats that they had brought with them. It wasn't much, just a few cakes and cookies, and their favorite beverages to drink alongside of them. But they were excited about it nonetheless. It had been a while since the two of them were able to get a break from their duties as ministers, and the day was as perfect as it could be for the occasion. The sky was cloudless and blue as a light breeze blew past them, shaking the leaves above them and playing with the loose hair sticking to Ferdinand's braid, which Hubert had offered to do for him before they had set out on their journey. Yes, the day was beautiful, and Hubert was glad that he could spend it with the man he loved. But as much as he wanted to relax and enjoy himself, there was one thing which kept him weighted with anxiety, and it came in the form of a ring box resting in his pants pocket. He was not a man prone to many fears, but this was unlike any sort of terror he had ever felt before. Of course, fighting the war against the Church of Saros was difficult, and during that time the constant thought of losing his loved ones had scared him deeply. Yet, even though this wasn't a life-or-death situation, it still felt nearly on par with one. Just like during those ruthless and seemingly unending battles, he now felt that same rapid racing of heartbeat, felt his palms sweating profusely beneath his gloves, and his mouth felt dry, no matter how much coffee he drank to chase it away. He had practiced what he would say over and over again to himself, and to Edelgard too. But somehow, now that he was here, he had forgotten everything that he had wanted to say to him. How could that be? He tried fruitlessly to think back and remember what he had rehearsed. But when Ferdinand turned to him after he had finished setting out the tea and smiled at him with that bright and dazzling smile of his, all his senses went out the window. Now, he thought to himself, I have to do it now. It was as if he couldn't wait a second longer to ask him, as if even sitting there, thinking about it, was too much time he was wasting. He didn't register what he was doing until he was already on one knee and taking Ferdinand's hand in his. Slowly, hesitantly, he pulled out the box from his pocket and watched as Ferdinand's amber eyes lit up, sparkling even brighter within the sunlight, as tears brimmed at the edges. Hubert barely got the sentence out before Ferdinand was blubbering yes and knocking him to the ground in a forceful hug. The unexpected embrace made him grunt in pain, but he wasn't angry about it. How could he be? Ferdinand had said yes. Though he had told their friends about his plans, and they had assured him that there was no doubt in their minds about what his answer would be, Hubert had still had his reservations about it. Ferdinand cupped his face in his and kissed him, stealing away his train of thought. All Hubert felt then was Ferdinand. Everything around him he smelled and tasted and sounded was like it was made of him, and he suddenly felt very much at peace. He never thought that he would be lucky enough to call Ferdinand his, and the thought that soon he would be able to call him his husband? To him, it was the greatest gift in the entire world.